So the latest season of Married at First Sight UK has begun, and our first couple, Sarah and Dean, is not looking good. I already know that this couple is not going to be continuing their marriage post experiment, and we're just here along for the ride. I think the first issue here is sexual attraction. Sarah does not fancy Dean. Admittedly, he's not her usual type. And with Dean, I feel like they kind of set Dean up here. I think they've set Sarah up, and I think that they've set Dean up. Dean, I don't think that Dean is a bad looking guy. I do think he has like a cute teddy bear look, and that's a certain aesthetic that's going to attract different types of women. He says that he struggled in dating because of it. His weight has fluctuated. I think right now he looks like a teddy bear, but he has been bigger, and I feel like when you do get to a certain weight, you stop being a teddy bear. I think he's been at multiple points. He's lost weight before and then he's added it back on. Seems like he struggled with his weight, and right now he feels like this is a comfortable weight for him. He's not putting pressure on himself to lose pounds, and this is a weight that he's comfortable with. And I think right now he does look like a cute, chubby teddy bear. But he's still struggling to get women. He's still getting friend zoned. And I think the issue is, to me, him being unsuccessful, to me, points to the type of women that he's going after, right? He's probably going after the skinny girls, and the skinny girls are friend zoning him. He's saying that constantly he's been in relationships where people have basically been like, you're punching, and it's made him feel bad about himself. I mean, it's meant to be like a therapeutic, holistics world, but you know, let's be real, he probably was punching in a few relationships. Like, if we're just gonna be straight up and superficial, he probably was punching in a relationship. But if I feel like in relationships, there's always gonna be, you know, advantages that you have and things that you excel in. So, you know, if you've got one negative and then you have several negatives, it's just not going to work out well for you. You know, if you know you have one negative, you need to be pulling your weight for the other ones. Obviously, I think for men it's a bit easier if you're not a woman's ideal physical type. But I feel like there are other areas, and I don't think it's just looks that is steering his negative experiences in dating. I think it's the personality issue as well, which I will get onto. I do think looks may have played a part, but I don't think it's just looks, and I think maybe that paired with the looks is like double points down. Personally, I think that the experts should have paired Dean with a fellow chubby teddy bear. So I think it's the experts bad, personally. But, you know, there's always a double standards, right? With men. A lot of fat men out here, they want the size 4, no waist, and everything in the right places. A lot of them do want it. A lot of them do be wanting that. So, you know, I could say that's the solution, but I wouldn't be surprised if Dean was to turn around and be like, well, I'm not attracted to you because you're big as well. I think there was someone like that on the last season where he was like, I don't like big girls, but he was big as well. Like, that double standard is very common in dating. Now, with Olivia, she has said that her type is the bad boy. She likes a bad boy. She says that she likes a boy that looks like he's just come out of prison. So I'm thinking like a pretty bad boy. That's what I'm visualizing aesthetically, right? And if I'm going to be real, I don't think Sarah's face card is matching the pretty bad boy. So what I'm thinking is they're coming into the relationship and they're taking the piss. They're taking the absolute piss because they might not be as physically attracted to her as she is to them. And they're taking the fucking piss. So, and that just keeps happening. Like, they're already bad anyway, but then they're treating her worse because she's not their ideal physical type. So personally, I think Sarah needs to be realistic and weigh shit up. Yes, you have the looks, but you're not that guy's physical type and he's treating you badly anyway. And then because you're not that guy's physical type, he's treating you worse. And then you have this guy who may not be your physical type, but he's treating you well. Personally, I would pick the latter option if I was Sarah. And I think maybe she needs to be realistic about this. But just on the looks, right? But like I said, I think Dean does have personality issues again, which I will get onto. But I do think Sarah definitely needs to be realistic about why the bad boys have not been working. It's not just because they're treating her bad. Like I said, I don't know what these men be looking like, but I'm highly suspecting like maybe she's going, because men will get with women who aren't their physical type and just take the piss. So I'm thinking that's what happened. I think they could have matched someone a bit more to her physical type because they know that she's a superficial babe. Like, he didn't need to be covered in tattoos, but they didn't need to match her with Dean. I think that they could have matched her with somebody, maybe not an ultra pretty boy, but like, average slim build with muscles with maybe some tattoos here and there, who's a nice guy. They could have done that. But they decided not to because they want drama and they wanted to play in Sarah's face. I don't think it's wrong for Sarah to not be attracted to Dean. Like, at the end of the day, she's not attracted to him, she's not attracted to him. But I think she needs to be a bit realistic about, the men that she can attract, personally. Give Dean a little bit of grace on his looks. But where I can agree with her is that Dean's personality is way too much. And with Dean, it's given very much, he is in the backlogs of the Channel 4 production team who does casting. And they were like, do you want to be on Married at First Sight? And he was like, yes, because he's been so desperate to be on a reality TV show. He's probably been on reality TV before, whether in the background or something like that. He's an entertainer. That's what he wants to do. And this is his opportunity to be on TV. He's rapping at the wedding, singing at the wedding. That would be a massive turn off for me. So on that, I agree with Sarah. Because it's kind of like, you're not the physical match, and then you're singing and you're rapping at the wedding. Of course, Sarah has caught the ick, and for that alone, I completely understand why she's going to end up dumping him, because we know that's coming. But I'm going to hear from you guys. What do you think about Dean and Sarah as individuals and of this relationship as a whole?